Welcome to the George Coaching Podcast. I'm Jimmy George and I'm here with Paula George. And in each episode, we explore practical insights around nutrition, motivation, sleep, recovery, and mindset, along with real conversations about growth, leadership, and creating a healthy lifestyle. But in today's, we are talking about 20 years in business. And this year is marking our 20th year of the Wall Garden Wellness Centre. Paula, how did the Wall Garden start?
Well, it started with a vision when I was working in a commercial gym where I had clients coming in and they didn't have a choice of the music that they listened to or the environment they were coming in. It was an uncontrolled environment for us. We often had to queue to get on the equipment that we wanted to use or couldn't use it at all. And I just wanted something different for the clients. So I had a vision of a place that was quiet, where they could focus, where we could work in a way that was right for them, and also to bring in other disciplines so that if a client did need to have a sports massage, for example, then we could have somebody on site where the dialogue between myself and the other coaches working in the facility could have a conversation with those other practitioners, and everything, we were all working off the same page for the clients. So that's how it started. The site became available. I was actually working with one of the owners of the land, and I asked a question if they were selling off any lots of land, and they said, yes, the Wall Garden, we are actually coincidentally bringing it to the market, and that's where it all started.
And the Wall Garden is a beautiful place. It's the walled garden of a manor house of Mountains Estate. And when it very first opened, I believe it was the first, if not one of the first, personal training specific facilities in Kent. And I remember when I first saw it, it was so different. It was so unique what you'd created there. So you got the facility going, and you started to look for people that could work alongside you. And what was it you were looking for at the start of the business in the people that could be at the facility?
Like-minded people, people who shared the vision, people who wanted to treat clients to the best of their ability, and for a community to be created. And people came to me. Certainly, two of the practitioners who are still at the Wall Garden were there right at the beginning and approached me to see if there was a place for them. And there was, and they're still with us.
Which is a phenomenal achievement. That 20 years on, the vision that you had has served people to work for so many years. So over them 20 years, obviously there's been a lot of lessons in life, in business, and as a coach as well. What would you say are the main standout ones that come to mind?
Well, certainly with working with people, I learned very quickly the exercise is very important because that's why they come to us initially. But actually, it's the relationships you form, and it's looking after the whole person, looking at every aspect of their lives, and making sure that what we do enhances their lives and doesn't create extra stress or something else that they've got to fit in. So I think you'll agree now we look at every aspect of people's lives and we try and help them in all of those areas. As we've grown, I believe that what we offer has grown. I think we've learnt many business lessons. We've tried many things. Some things have stayed with us and some things we have chosen not to retain. And I think there's been many lessons every time we've done that. We've changed the business model. We've changed some of the offerings that we have. And I think now we're becoming what the original vision was, and maybe it has taken those 20 years to come to that. Who knows? We're still evolving. I don't think you ever stop evolving. I don't think you ever stop learning. But I think they're the main lessons for me at the moment. I mean, how about you?
Yeah, for me, it's that experience teaches you a lot, a hell of a lot. There will always be people that have really, really support you along your journey as well. So even though we have this amazing facility that we're very proud of, it really is about people. It's very personal as well. I've got clients, you've got clients that have been with us since day one, and we've been through a hell of a lot with them in that time. And I don't want to use it as a too big. I definitely see it as a little getaway for people to come and train and sometimes to voice stuff. It's very private and just to release, but also to grow at the same time. And I think that the way that we managed through that has been a real journey. I believe um, that their support has been phenomenal to allow us to help them as well. So we need each other. The people that are running their businesses from the facility and us as business owners are nothing without the clients. And we have clients that come and train with us for a year or maybe even 6 months if they're doing something they just need a little bit of help with. But they all add into what has been created, and I'm just very thankful, very grateful for everything that we've got at the facility and everybody that comes through the door and enjoys improving themselves and being part of it. But let's dig into that a little bit. Let's dig into the approach that ha- has sort of evolved through that experience over the 20 years. I definitely know my approach has changed a massive amount over 20 years, and I can think of like three phases that I've gone through with where I've been when when I started coaching and when I started working with people. The first phase is beginning and learning and understanding how to be professional, how to treat people. Um, Almost content, I would say, comes second. It comes about you and about how you are with people, giving them attention, giving them understanding, and being kind, being very private with them, I think goes a really long way. My second phase was a big phase of learning where I learned lots about the body, lots about training, lots about delivering coaching. And then I think the third phase is putting it all together, having so much depth in experience, so much depth of different types of people and different types of characters. I think that now I understand what the word holistic might mean. I know it means to embrace everything. We can use lots of words, but I think until you've been there and you've experienced lots of people and lots of characters, to truly understand the word takes a long time to adopt it. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think looking back, I think the first few years were really about understanding how to run a facility and how to manage lots of people within the facility, and also managing the clients, helping the clients to carry on learning. So to make sure that everything we were delivering was safe, effective. And I think I learned early on that it was about the person. Looking after the person was the key, and just making sure that the exercises, the programs that we were writing for them were, as I said, safe and effective and fitting into their lifestyle. And I think when I started to grow my endurance coaching business, so when I started coaching triathletes and runners, it was really about making sure that that program fitted into their lives. And whilst I did coach a couple of professional athletes who could devote all of their time and their whole life was around their training program and delivering results there, the majority of the clients over the past 20 years have been amateurs, but amateurs who really want to race and train well. And it was understanding that the program had to fit into their life. So for us, I think we decided very early on that in terms of writing the program, there was always a pecking order, and the pecking order went family, earning your living, and then the training program. And, that it was always sort of seeking to understand that how we could best help them deliver the results they wanted, but not to the detriment of those two other things, their family and their ability to earn a living. So there was that, and then obviously there was COVID. So that was another thing we navigated. Though I know there's some statistics about businesses surviving COVID. I do know there's a statistic, only 11% of businesses last for up to 20 years. So we navigated the pandemic, we navigated the reopening, and there were challenges there, but we navigated that. And again, incredibly grateful to both the people who come to the facility to practice their businesses, but also to our clients who were incredibly loyal, who saw the value of still coming to see us, or sometimes training on Zoom, or we got creative, that was for sure. And then post COVID, we were in a coaching program that I think we learned an awful lot from. And again, I'm grateful to everything I learned there. And now here we are, 20 years, and planning new things, and as I said, still evolving. I think you learn different things through different phases of where you are as a coach and as a business owner. And I think the key thing is that you retain an open mind, and you learn what is working for you. You accept what isn't, and you have the courage to try new things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's I don't have the stats on what happened during COVID, but it was a real stress test for any business, and it definitely pushed us to um, reinvent things. And I'm just going to go over a quick timeline of some things that happened over the 20 years. And obviously, the Wall Garden started as a personal training facility, and it had a few rooms with some therapies. We were very keen to evolve the endurance side. Then we established VO2 maximum, triathlon coaching, had an endless pool. We had a we had a bicycle brand at one point called VO2. And then at that point, we changed the whole facility to be called VO2 Fitness Training. And we evolved it. We had cycling events, had 3 cycling events. The VO2 Sportive was one of them. That ran for 10 years. And then getting towards, I think it was around 2018, 2019, that was sort of starting to change for us. Um, um, so COVID then happened, and it was a real chance for us to regroup and regather ourselves. And we decided that VO2 wasn't representing us anymore, and that the Wall Garden Wellness Centre will represent the facility better, and it would be an umbrella. As it's the name of the facility, and then underneath it, you would have therapists, businesses working underneath that umbrella. So it's the venue name, and then we established George Coaching. Um, we let's just list, Paula, some of the services that we've got at the facility.
Let's not forget that we also run a cycling development team. I can't remember what years they were, but we had a fantastic group of young people. I can't remember how many were on the squad, but we took them to the Tour of Wales for 2 or 3 years, and took them up to the cyclo park, did cycling skills with them. That was a tremendous thing that we did as well. I really enjoyed that.
That was really enjoyable. We're gonna come up with all sorts of thoughts while we're doing this. I mean, I have very fond memories of working with the VO2 development team, and there was an offshoot of the bike brand where we wanted to support, a development team, and got involved. But that brings me around to lots of memories that you had working with para athletes and working with. We won't name names at the moment because we're just reminiscing. But you had some phenomenal achievements in the um, para triathlete world. And I remember that being a real learning curve for me, watching and learning about these athletes whose bodies were different, and you had to adapt to work with them. What's your memories of that phase?
That was an incredible honor and privilege to work with those elite athletes. And I have very fond memories of all of them that I worked with, and I was so proud of what they achieved. And again, they were all working people, so they were achieving amazing things in and around their working lives. And yeah, it was just, again, an amazing learning for me because, as you say, you it taught me to sort of cast away assumptions about what people can do, because I learned that there were assumptions around watching people who use their bodies differently and had to adapt how they did things. My assumption was that I needed to sort of dive in there and help them. And I learned very quickly, and I was taught very quickly by more experienced coaches. Well, they live with these conditions every day. They know what they're doing. Leave them to it, and then they'll ask you, if they want some advice and help. And that was a massive lesson for me. But it was an incredible period of triathlon coaching for me. And as I say, I mean, I really enjoyed. I was very, very proud of what all of those athletes achieved. It was very enjoyable watching them. It was enjoyable collaborating with them, learning from them, and seeing them succeed. So yeah, that was pretty impressive. But you wanted to talk about sort of what we offered at the studio currently. So currently, we obviously offer our coaching services, and we have 2 physios, we have a chiropractor, we have an osteopath, we have sports massage, we have beauty therapy, we have acupuncture, we have a counselling service, we have reformer Pilates, we have a practitioner who helps people rehabilitate post-cancer. We try not to make sure we include everybody. I think that's everybody that we have currently, but it's really nice to see collaboration across the different disciplines. So often a client will see somebody for sports massage, and maybe they might also have some acupuncture, or they might go and have something relaxing with a beauty therapist. So it's very rewarding to see that the clients and customers who come into the facility have such a wealth of services that they can have just under one roof. And obviously, we've now got the sauna and the cold plunge facility, the hot box facility.
Yeah, it's quite a list. Yeah, the sauna hot box has kind of created the community aspect along with the group Pilates as well at the facility. And then we also have one more thing. We have a bi-weekly baby helmet clinic, which is really interesting. That comes out of the facility. Um, yeah, that's quite a list of wellness, and what I really enjoy about that is that we've got, um, so many different options for people that use the facility to be able to use, but also resources for us as well, so we can recommend that if somebody, let's say we're dealing with stress as a subject, we've got something that we can refer to, or if there's an injury that we just need some help with, there's the physios, and vice versa. If the other practitioners feel that it's suitable to refer on to other people, we've got a great team of people offering such a wide range of services, so many benefits as well. We've talked about our customers, but I'd like just to acknowledge the people who run their services and who have run their services from the facility over the years and currently. And I think, when you established the facility and set the business up, did you sort of think about the impact that that would have on people to be able to be employed, to be self-employed, to earn a living, to pay their mortgages? Did you consider that at the time?
Yeah, it was always part of the vision. It was always, well, the vision was always that the customer would come in and enjoy all of those things. But yes, actually, again, I think we should be really, really proud that the wall garden has been a place where people can earn their living. They can provide a service. It is an environment that is purpose built to do that. And yeah, I'm very grateful to all of them. I'm very grateful that 20 years in the making, that I believe that we have a wellness centre that is somewhere that people may want to work from, and may want to have their businesses from, and may want to help people from. And I believe that's what we've achieved. So, yeah, it was always part of the vision. I'm not sure I could have envisaged that it could be so good, that the team of people that we've got would be as good as they are and as professional as they are. That our clients, when they see them, can talk so highly of them. So yeah, I'm very grateful for what it has become.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap today's episode?
Only that can't believe it's 20 years. It seems to have gone very quickly actually. When I think when we first opened the doors, and we've also got to think about how the fabric of the building has changed. We started off with a glass roof, and we had challenges with that over the years. And now we have an amazing roof that has transformed the building. So, the fabric of the building has changed. We added the annex. Um, we've repurposed the back field. We've changed the landscape at the front. We've had a sort of a bit of a wilding project at the front. So, yeah, it's not it there's a lot about the people, but there's a lot about the place as well. Um, so yeah, 20 years, there's quite a few stories, and yeah, looking forward to reminiscing. But I'm also looking forward to what the next 10, 20 years can bring.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's an interesting point that you bring up about the fabric of any building and behind the scenes of any business. The amount of work that goes on behind the scenes to be able to bring the facility to life and to maintain it and to continue to evolve it is a huge project. And it's continuous as well. So we'll bring more stories of that as we go because there's a lot of stories, and particularly about the glass roof, which I'm sure people will enjoy listening to. But I just want to say thank you for establishing it. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been involved, and we're really grateful and we're really proud of everybody that has had input in and put energy into the wall garden.
Absolutely.
So hope today's conversation has given you something to think about, and we hope you've enjoyed us reminiscing. If you've enjoyed this episode, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You can follow us wherever you're listening to on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you know somebody that might enjoy this episode, please do forward it along. We'd love for people to hear what we've got to say. And you can learn more about us at georgecoaching.com. And if you want to look at the Wall Garden website, go to thewallgardenwellnesscenter.com and you'll be able to see everything that we've been talking about in today's episode. Thank you again for being with us. We really appreciate you spending some time with us, and we will see you next time.